To assemble your parts, you are going to first go and click on the New tab. Then you're going to move your mouse. You're going to notice an assembly. Again, there are 4 standard files: part, assembly, drawing, and presentation. We are going to use a standard assembly. Do not use a weld. We're not welding anything. We're going to use a standard assembly. So we're going to double click on standard assembly. It will open eventually. To get your parts into Inventor, you're going to click on the arrow and you want to change it to place. You are going to click on the ribbon up here and you're going to find your iDrive. Make sure it says I here, and it will say the first name and your last name, or whatever your normal login is. You should have a bunch of files. Hopefully you have a part or a file for our class. I'm going to click on that, and I have 2 files in here right now. You should have all of your files in there before you assemble. So I'm going to double click on it, and I have my first one, and you can move it around, and you just click once. You can scroll out. I only want one of those parts in there, so I'm going to hit escape to get it deselected. I'm going to go back to place and click place. It should load back up, but if it doesn't, you're going to click on the ribbon up here, go to the iDrive, find your file, and open up the part you care about. Then you click once and then hit escape. The escape deselects everything. Now you should notice both of these parts can move. I want to figure out how to make this part come over here. It's easier to make it rotate how you want it before you constrain it. So I'm going to press rotate, and it selects the feature or the part that I wanted. So I'm going to hit escape just to show you how to do the other one. I click on this one and then click rotate. It will do the same thing. I'm going to hit escape one more time, and I'm going to hit rotate for that first part because that's the part I want to use. And notice how this rotates. So I want it to rotate to be kind of like this, so it's easy to tell. Then I'm going to drag it over, and I want it kind of in there. Okay, so it's going to fit in. You can zoom in or zoom out if you want. This feature, if you click on it and hold, you can rotate it around. Now I want this to slide into here, okay? And so what I do is I press constrain and I look at what edges touch. So I notice that this edge will touch that edge. Once you click those 2 things, they come together. If it's what you want, you press apply. And every time I like to hit the X to see how does it still move. So I can tell it still moves like this. So I can also tell that I want this edge to touch this edge. So it's all about what edges touch. So I'm going to click on that edge and that edge because they touch. I'm going to press apply. I'm going to press cancel. And notice how they don't slide away from each other anymore. So they're exactly what you want. Now, let's say that there's a mistake that happens and it's not what you want. You can press the plus over here and you'll see the mate features. You could right click on it and delete them. Right click and delete. And now it's free again to move how it wants. There's another method to constrain these. So if I press constraint, I could use the flush constraint. So flush means it's going to line up right against itself, and I know that I want this side to line up perfectly flush with this side. So you notice how they are perfectly flush with one another. And I press apply, and I could press cancel, or I could press the X. This time I'll just press the X, and it still moves around. So I'm going to press constraint again. I'm just trying to illustrate the flush constraint, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to have this flush with that side. And I'm going to press apply. And now it's pretty good, except it still moves this way. So I look to see what sides still touch. Press constraint. This time I'm going to use the mate constraint again. And so I notice that this side touches that side. So I'll click those two. Press apply, press cancel. And I check to see every time, does it move? After every single time. If you don't, they might move. So even if you think that you might rotate it to where it wants and it looks like it, if it still doesn't hold together like this, you're not done. To place another piece, we could place and then find the other one. Currently I don't have any other ones, but you will. Hopefully this is helpful.